Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with Dr. Celeste, MD. I am your host, Dr. Celeste Reese-Willis. I am a physician board certified in family medicine, but specializing in urgent care, serving the Birmingham community for over the last 14 years. And what we decided to do today is take just a few minutes to talk about some self-care topics that you guys may find helpful. As you know, this month is Self-Care September. And so what that means, it's a month that we set aside to encourage one another to make better habits of taking care of ourselves and focusing more on self-care. This is something that should not be limited just to the month of September, which is my favorite month. But this is something that we should try to practice on a daily basis. Hi, Ms. Golson. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Again, my name is Dr. Celeste, and I'm a family medicine physician board certified and specializing in urgent care. And so today's topic is Self-Care September. So we're going to be sharing just a few tips today that we hope will be helpful to you in practicing better self-care. So we'll give it just a few minutes. We missed you guys on Sunday. I apologize about that, but we were traveling and not able to join you from Facebook Live. Hi, Ms. Golson. But excited to share the couple of things that we have to share today. So we'll give it just another couple of minutes before we get started to see if we have some other individuals that have the opportunity to hop on board and hear what we have to share today. Today we're in Birmingham, Alabama. It's a warm day outside, pretty hot because it's still a little bit warm inside, which we are seeing some hot temperatures right now in September, but hopefully those will be passing soon. I hope that everybody is hydrating well with water while it is so warm outside. We should hydrate on a regular basis, but especially when it is warm outside. So we won't belabor, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, welcome to Let's Talk with Dr. Celeste, MD. I'm your host, Dr. Celeste Reese-Willis. I have been board certified in family medicine, practicing urgent care over the last 14 years. Hey, cousin. Hey, Tiffany. Thank you for joining. And so today's topic is Self-Care September. And we're just reminding ourselves of some of the things that we should do daily to help take better care of ourselves. And I know as I've spent time and attention to these things this month, I am myself actively trying to get better with practicing better self-care. So the first thing that I would encourage you guys to do, we're going to share 3 points today. The first thing that I would encourage you guys to do is to give yourself the permission to say no. And what I mean by that, today in 2019, most of us are extremely busy, have extremely busy schedules and calendars, have constantly on the go. Time is of the essence. Oh, Tiffany, she's watching on a flight to Vegas. Oh, wow, awesome. So enjoy and have some time in Vegas. That would be a great way to relax. So as I said before, give yourself the permission to say no. Sometimes we have to let go of the expectations that other people have for us. Sometimes people are people pleasers, or someone that's very sensitive to trying to help and aid other people. And I myself, I know, have been guilty of that in the past. And so sometimes we feel challenged, or it may feel strange at first to say no, but what you do when you do that is that you put your needs on the same level as someone else's. And so what we mean by that is we do not encourage anyone to shirk responsibilities. We all have responsibilities, things that we have to do, but sometimes, a lot of times, we'll overextend ourselves, and that lends itself to us not taking healthy and good care of ourselves. And we can only be as good for other people as we are to ourselves. So I encourage you to learn the practice, if you haven't already, to say the word no. And it may be challenging because some people will say, oh, I feel like I'm being selfish when I say no. And I assure you that saying no is not a selfish act. It is oftentimes a very necessary one, but sometimes we have to do that to practice better self-care, to make ourselves good for those moments and those places and those people that we need to be present for. So, second thing that I would encourage you guys to do to practice better self-care is consciously plan time for yourself today. And what I mean by that, if you have, and I'm not sure how busy your schedule is, if you can take 30 minutes, if you can take an hour, but take that 30 minutes or an hour and completely take time away for yourself. That means no television, detached from social media, no radio, no cell phones. You may want to burn a candle for relaxation and just take that time for you to reflect. If you do it at the beginning of the day, you can reflect on the things that you have coming up for that day and the things that you need to do better to prepare for those things. If you take it at the end of the day, it can be a moment of reflection. But just take that 30 minutes to an hour for yourself to kind of tone your body down, turn everything off, give yourself a chance to take a moment. So when you do that, you'll find that you feel much better rested than if you don't do that. And I would even encourage you to take it a step further, that if you're able to, find a day during a weekend, if you have one, that you can do this, but find a day during a weekend where you do absolutely nothing, where you don't go to the grocery store, you don't run errands, you don't do things around the house. You just take a moment for just you to just have a moment and rest and reflect. And you'll be amazed at how much better you feel and how much more recharged you are for those coming days because you took the time for yourself. Now, the last topic that we want to discuss is rest and how vital it is. There's certain things that happen to your body when you rest. So the first thing is that when you rest, you give your muscles a chance to kind of rest and kind of build themselves from whatever rigorous things that you've done from the day before. So taking a moment and resting will allow you the chance to build more muscle. When you rest or when we go to bed, our heart rate drops. Our respiratory rate, or how many breaths a minute that you breathe, will drop. Your body temperature drops, as well as your kidney function will actually slow down, which is why at nighttime you'll be less likely to get up and go to the restroom than you are during the day, because your kidneys, along with your body temperature, your heart rate, all those things are kind of slowing down. So these are the things that happen when we rest. Now, there are 3 signs that your body will tell you. And, we have to listen to our bodies. We kind of talked about that a little bit last week for September self-care. But listen to your body, because your body will actually tell you, hey, I need rest. When we sleep, what happens is our brain cells, the nerve cells that we have, kind of rewire each other and better communicate, and allows you to have better memory for whatever information was put in front of you that day as well. So rest is very essential. So first symptom that, okay, I need rest. If you are tired or if you are moody, there are stress hormones in the body called cortisol that are released or that are high level whenever we are tired. And so whenever these levels are running high of stress, cortisol levels, then you will be increasingly anxious, you'll be increasingly tired, and increasingly moody. So that's one sign. The second sign that your body needs rest is if you are frequently getting ill. I can't tell you how important that is, especially for this time of year as we approach flu season, because we have started seeing some flu in the clinics recently. But if you're someone that you're not resting, your body and your immune system aren't having the appropriate time to regenerate itself to help you fight off infections, so that when your body is approached with a virus or an infection or bacteria, if you don't have the appropriate rest and your immune system isn't charged up, then you're more likely to get that illness. I know that definitely has happened to me on several occasions where I'm working too much and not taking the appropriate time to take care of Celeste, and I'll end up working in clinic, I end up getting sick. And part of the reason for that is working too much or not taking the appropriate rest that we know that we need. So last sign that your body can give you that, hey, I need rest or I need more attention, is if you have concentrated urine. If when you use the restroom it's very dark, then if it's really dark brown, then that actually could be a sign of liver disease. So I'd encourage you to definitely make sure that you are seen by a physician for that. But the main issue is that when you have really concentrated urine, it's a sign that you do not have appropriate rest and appropriate hydration. And so we've talked about that already, that our body needs 2 to 3 liters of water a day to drink to make sure that everything functions well and that we have good water balance. And so in that vein, when we don't drink enough water and when we don't rest, we'll end up having concentrated urine. Water, of course, is the best thing that you can use to hydrate yourself, but some will also use lemon juice, cranberry juice, as well as even watermelon juice to help with hydration. So When we rest, we increase our levels of growth hormone. This is very vital, especially if you have little young ones. I know my cousin Tiffany watching has 2 young little boys, so it's important for them to get their rest. This growth hormone is released, and this is the way that kids get taller, especially boys. I know that Tiffany's boys love to play basketball, so that's something that will be very important for them. In addition to that, our skin regenerates itself when we have increased levels of growth hormone. And in addition to that, our hair actually grows longer when we have increased levels of growth hormone. And this occurs when we allow our body to rest. So, the reason why all of this is important and rest is vital is because people that do not exhibit good habits of rest and of self-care are at increased risk of suffering with obesity, suffering with heart disease, suffering with diabetes, as well as suffering with hypertension and even premature death. So those are the reasons why it's important for us to practice self-care. So we talked about today giving yourself permission to say no. Don't spread yourself too thin so that you can be there in the present moments for those things and those people that need you. So you can't say yes to everything, because if you do everything, then you're no good to anyone, really. Secondly, consciously plan and take time for yourself every day if you're able to. 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes to an hour. And then lastly, and I can't say it enough, but rest. Yes, and tell Obi to go home and rest and drink plenty of water. And make sure that he's resting so his growth hormone levels can be at their optimal level and he can be as tall as he wants to be as he continues to kill it in basketball, as I know he already is. Just making sure that you rest, guys. And these are the things that we can practice every day and that we can encourage our loved ones to practice every day. I know that this is something that I've needed help in the past, and so I found it to be helpful for me, and that's part of the reason why I'm sharing it with you, because the biggest part of optimal health comes with us taking care of ourselves. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you any longer. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule on this Tuesday lunchtime. Let's Talk with Dr. Celeste. We'll have another exciting episode on Sunday of Self-Care September as it starts to come to a close. But enjoy the rest of your day. If you have found this information helpful, please feel free to tag someone in this Facebook Live. You can also have them join the website or check us out at facebook.com/Dr. Celeste MD. That's DoctorCelestemD. And thank you so much again for taking time out of your busy schedules. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you next time. Bye.